Hey, everyone. So nice to be back on Facebook Live. And I am so very excited to be starting a new series here. Hello, everyone. I'm not sure if it pushed that first clip. I am Renee Brent from Renee Brent Hypnosis. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and I am a private practice in Maitland, Florida. And I'm so happy to be here with you today. And I'm very, very excited. Today, well, July 1st actually, is the 4th birthday for my best-selling book, international actually, so proud of that, How Big Is Your Butt? So what I have decided to do in order to honor this book and the 4 years of joy that has brought me, and I hear from many readers, is to start a new series. Each session that I do, but every 2 weeks I'm going to do this, is cover a chapter of the book and move through it. And I have been wanting to do this for several years actually, and so busy in my private practice and speaking around the country that I haven't had time. But I realized that in September in the fall, I'm going to be putting out my new book, Breaking the Worry Agreement, and I don't want this book to get lost in that shuffle. So I wanted to start this series of How Big Is Your Butt and go through each time so they'll be consecutive and we can learn from there. And all of these videos are going to be on my YouTube channel, Renee Brent Hypnosis, and stay on my Facebook page for public offerings. So as we move through this, please feel free to ask any questions and or email me at reneebrenthypnosis@icloud.com. I'd be happy to do that for you and get you going. So the question is, how big is your butt? And what is a butt, right? I love the title of the book. It's brought me a lot of pleasure and a lot of fun to move through that. And it's really about looking at within and what's going on for you and what's blocking you. So as we move through this, I'm going to encourage you to get a pen and paper. Each time we start a session here on this series, a pen and paper is always good. You may want to take notes. I may have you write some things down and do a little exercise to be able to help you. Each week we'll build on the next and we'll learn from there. And but they'll also be individual if you just want to catch one at a time. So, how big is your butt? B-U-T. I'm going to start with, what is a butt? So the butt is, I want to make changes in my life, but I want to sleep better at night, but I want to be more connected to my family, but I want to exercise more, but, right? These are the blocks that we have in our life, those subconscious blocks, the BUTs, and they show up for a reason. They show up, actually, you might be surprised by this, they show up to help us. They're blocking us for some reason. They're holding us back. They have the highest intention for us. So it's really about getting into that and understanding what it is. What is your butt and why did it show up? Because we cannot make changes unless we are aware of them. So why did I write this book and publish it 4 years ago? I wrote it because I was seeing clients and they would be so bright and so aware, but also so lost at the same time. And they would say, I really want to feel better. I really want to be happier, but, and I kept hearing this but, and the buts just kept getting bigger and bigger. So I knew that I needed to write a book, a very honest, easy book to read in order to help people move through whatever is challenging them. So again, if you're just joining us, go ahead and write any questions that you have as we move through this and go from there. So awareness is key. You cannot stop any internal dialogue with your conscious and subconscious mind unless you're aware of it. So a lot of the work that I do privately or in the sessions, the Facebook sessions that I'm doing, hello, Hale, nice to see you. The sessions that I do are about bringing people awareness, because it's incredible how we can just push everything back and pretend like it's not there and not look at it. but still confused about why it is creating problems in our life, that big but, why it's stopping us from really reaching our goals. So part of the work that I do, and I'll be doing on this series, How Big Is Your Butt series, is really have you look within, use some techniques, use your brain waves, right? Learn how to hack your brain to be able to get in there and make the changes. I am a clinical hypnotherapist, meaning I use the modality of hypnosis to help people get into their subconscious mind and gain awareness. I don't do it for people. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. It's only a change in a brainwave. When we move right now, when you're listening to me right now, we're in a beta brainwave, which is pretty normal rhythm and energy that's attached to the brainwave. That's how they're measured. When you're stressed or when you want to make a change and you can't make it, then we go elevate, right? A lot of people are elevated in this high beta brainwave in the last 4 months, even because of COVID and the issues that are just kind of percolating in our country right now. And so we're kind of going through this change in ourselves, and you may feel this too. I tell people, and I learned this from Dr. Joe Dispenza, I'm a big fan, been to many conferences of his, is that in order to become who we want to be, we have to stop being who we are. He wrote a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And it really is true that we have to stop in this behavior in order to get to the other side to be who we want to be. Awareness is part of that. And some of the techniques you'll learn in this series is to help you really live the life that you want to live. Because if you release the blocks, if you gain awareness, happiness will follow. I used to call myself a happiness hunter. It's all over the book. In 4 years, I realized if you shift the blocks, if you gain awareness, if you trust yourself enough to become something different and make changes, trust who you'll be when you make those changes, happiness will follow. It's inevitable. It happens. I see it all the time with my clients. So you don't even have to hunt for happiness. You just have to learn how to move forward. And what we don't talk about, and I've really started doing this with my clients and in the work that I do and writing in my new book, is that we don't talk about the in-between of shifting who we were and who we want to be. And that between those can be very, very scary. And actually, it can be very uncomfortable. You know, we get used to our big butts, actually. They give us a reason to stay in place. And even though we're not going anywhere, we may not be happy and we may feel stuck, we still feel safer because we know this. We know the old way of being. We don't know what's over there. So sometimes that in between gets very uncomfortable. So the work that I do, and in this book, in my new book, The Worry Agreement, is helping people get comfortable with the in between of change and sit in it and trust it, become curious about it. The mind likes something new and experiencing something new, right? Something novel. And so if we get curious about the changes that we're making, or if we get curious about the things that are keeping us stuck, that's interesting. I never knew that was there before. It helps us get to the other side. Analogy that I like to use is if you're, a trapeze, if you've ever seen a trapeze artist, right? They have to swing. And if they want to get to the other side, what do they have to do? They have to let go. They have to let go. And that in between, especially when you're first learning to be a trapeze artist, I've done it like at, fun things, or I've done it at a resort or something. I've tried it. It's very scary. That when you let go, it's like, oh no, what the hell did I do? Right? What's going on here? And when people get too uncomfortable in that feeling, then they go back to the old way of being. So if you want to make changes, I'm going to encourage you to keep walking step by step by step by step. And a trapeze artist, if you understand the way they do it, to be able to make contact with the other, person trying to catch them, they have to keep their eye on it. They have to see it. So when they're flipping or they're doing all their fancy stuff, they're keeping an eye on what it is because they have to see where they're going. We have to know where we want to go, who we want to be. So part of this work is really about having an idea, see it, sense it, feel it, what you want on the other side of that. Because when you can keep your eye on your goal, the in between is less tricky. When you know that you want a much smaller butt, right? Then, BUT, then you can let go and you can trust the journey to get to the other side and be very curious about it. So the butt is this: I want X, Y, and Z, but, right? We talked about that earlier. So what I want you to do straight away is grab your pen and paper. If you don't want to have one and you don't want to get up, then you can just go ahead and just do it in your mind. But I want you to just, for a second, just close your eyes. And as your eyes are closed, I want you to just see what comes up. Relax your tongue and your jaw. If you've done any work with me, this is called the alpha sequence. When you relax your tongue and your jaw and you take some breaths in and you exhale, you're slowing down those brain waves from high beta, beta down into an alpha brainwave, which is where meditation and hypnosis is, right? I tell people often that I'm a professional garage door opener. I just help people open that garage so they can go in and see what's in there, what's rattling around at night, and what they want to change. I don't make any changes for people. People know, they have an idea of what they want. They often just don't know how to get it. They don't know how to let go. They don't know how to open that garage. So when you relax your tongue and your jaw and you close your eyes and you breathe in and you exhale, take a few breaths, now you're opening your own garage. You have your remote. So go ahead and do that for a moment. Just take a moment. Relax your tongue. Relax your jaw. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Let's clear away the day. Let's clear away the months. Let's clear away the news. Let's just stay here and just relax your tongue and your jaw and breathe for a moment. And why do I have you do this? Why do I have you move into this relaxed state in order to answer the questions? I do that because I want you to get your truth, right? So relax your tongue, your jaw, breathe. Now in your mind, you can do this with your eyes open and stay in this relaxed state too, by the way. This is open eye relaxation. And just ask yourself, what do I want in my future? I want XYZ. I want this change. I want to be happier. I want to lose weight. Whatever it is, go ahead and take a moment and just write it down or just have it in your mind. Go ahead and do that. You're connecting to the power of your mind. Now, the door might not be open completely right now as you relax your tongue, your jaw, and you breathe, but you're getting a peek in. So ask yourself, what are the changes that you want? And when you have an idea of the few changes that you want or some goals that you have in your mind, I want you to do this. I want you to say, I want whatever you said, and then add the word but, B-U-T. So say, perhaps, I want to exercise more, but, and hear what comes after. This is your truth. This is your subconscious mind. Go ahead and do it as I'm silent for a moment. Connecting to the power of your mind. Knowledge is power. The changes you want are not here. You can't outthink it. You need to connect to your truth, which is your subconscious mind. And that's where our buts, that's where our internal blocks are held, and we may not be aware of it. So ask yourself, I want blank but. And anything that comes after that is your subconscious block. So even if you didn't know it was there, now you're aware of it. Yay! Great. First chapter. You're already gaining awareness. Knowledge is power. We cannot make changes in our life unless we are aware of what we're held in. In my book, in chapter 1, I talk about the conscious and subconscious mind. The conscious mind is your analytical mind. We don't have two parts of our brain, one conscious, subconscious. It's all consolidated and shifting around. But I explain it like two minds just because it's easier for us to understand. The conscious mind helps us get to our truth. I mean, the subconscious mind, sorry, hold on. I was distracted by something went on the line. Our conscious mind is they say 5%. It's analytical. It's judging, right? It's very narrow bandwidth of information when you're in a beta or a high beta brainwave. Very narrow. They say 7 plus or minus bits of information. You can do that because when they test people on what they can remember, it's very narrow. You know, we can only really, someone who has great memory may be able to remember 9 things when they see a picture, right? You've seen those studies. Very narrow. And you have an analytical filter in the conscious mind called the critical factor that kind of protects or prevents anything from getting the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is 95% of the consolidation of our memories, our emotions, the imprinting of our past events and beliefs in our life. And it holds on to it. It's like a supercomputer, and it holds files for everything you've experienced. And when you experience things, even back younger than 10 years old, your conscious and subconscious mind's wide open. That filter, that analytical filter there is not there. Children are always in this beautiful brainwave of an alpha or theta brainwave. They're always in this hypnotic state because they're imprinting, they're learning. That's how they learn to ride a bike automatically, or drink from a cup, or language. Our mind is a beautiful mind. But we're interpreting, children are interpreting. They're terrible interpreters. Great observers, terrible interpreters. So everything that they're seeing and hearing and experience is encoded as truth. And it's the truth of cause and effect. If that happened, then I did it. If my teacher put me in a different, reading group than my friends, then that must mean that I am stupid, right? Or if my friends didn't want to be with me in the 3rd grade, I wasn't part of their pack anymore, then I am not lovable, or I'm not wanted or important, right? We imprint our beliefs about ourselves, and then they're in our subconscious mind. So, and then we have this filter when we block it. That's where your buts are. Your buts are based on your beliefs about yourself and your capabilities. If you said, I want to get a new degree, or I want a new job, but I'm not smart enough, guess what? It's not true. It's a false belief. Of course you're smart enough. Everyone can learn. Everyone can create change, but not if you're not aware of what's going on in your subconscious mind. So look at your paper, right? Look at what you wrote down or what you thought of. Now you have some awareness. Now you have power. And everything that I do is about people making changes and feeling empowered. We cannot always control our situation, but we absolutely control how we respond to that. But we're not taught. This is the trick. We're not taught how to respond. We're not taught how to make change. When we're growing up, we're just taught how to leave it there and move on. The new people, the new kids growing up, they have a little bit more of an insight, right? My generation in our 50s or late 50s, it's harder because that's what we were taught. And we're not taught how to manage it. And we're not taught how to manage our subconscious mind. And this is why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I see people every day in my chair make the changes that they want because they gain awareness of it and they change it. And big butts are little butts, and they're not even there anymore, right? It's incredible. It's such a joy. And happiness we'll find, right? Yes, Elizabeth. So it's about finding the meditation that works for you. Absolutely. It's about if I'm teaching one thing, if something works for someone else, I like to say, take what you like and leave what you don't. It's going to be through this whole series. Find what works for you. But what I do know is if you want change and you want your truth, you must get into the subconscious mind. It's not that hard to get into that alpha brainwave to figure out where it's coming. Again, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and write them on the paper and know. So awareness is the key to change. I don't know if I've said that enough, but it's absolutely true. So you're aware of your block now. What's your but? So what can you do about it? You can ask yourself, there's a very important technique that I teach in this book. It's called truth talk. Truth talk is about questioning what you've been filtering through your whole life. Just ask yourself, very simple question. This is the first technique in the book. Besides, I am, add the but to gain awareness. Ask yourself. Go ahead, close your eyes. Don't do this while driving. I have to say that. I'm not responsible if you close your eyes while driving and you get in an accident. I love you, but don't do that. Close your eyes, relax your tongue, and relax your jaw. I'm going to do this a lot in this series because I want you to get used to dropping in, gaining awareness all day long. Be curious about what's there. Don't be afraid. There's a lot in the garage that you want to keep, I promise you, and it's good stuff. You don't want to throw it all. You don't want to push it all aside, close it down, bar up the windows. You want to go in. You want to shine some light on it. You want to experience. There's awesome, awesome things that happened way back there. And you're going to have the power when we move through this series to grab what you like and leave what you don't. Imagine that. You don't have to keep filtering through the same stuff. You don't have to carry on and hold the big butts. You do not. Life gets a lot easier. Remember, happiness will follow, and you'll get to that other side of the trapeze. You'll get to create who you want to be and where you want to be. So as your tongue and jaw relax and you're breathing, ask yourself that false belief, that but that you came up with, is it true? Is it true that I'm not capable? Is it true that I'm not smart enough? Is it true I'm too old? I hear that a lot. That's a bunch of bull. And ask yourself, is it true? Listen to what you say. Listen to what you hear. What's bubbling up is your subconscious mind trying to feed you information. It does it all the time, but we don't listen. We push it back down. Is it true? And if you hear, it's absolutely true. Really? There are no absolutes. So ask it again. Is this absolutely true? Question it. You'll probably say, no, it's not true. Maybe I need to change the circumstances. Maybe I need to be patient. Maybe I need to work on this aspect. But you will gain awareness. Knowledge is power. Keep asking yourself, is it true? Is it absolutely true? If you do this in this alpha brainwave, relax your tongue, your jaw, and breathe, you're going to connect. Even if you do this for a few minutes at a time, one technique at a time, you're going to gain awareness. You may not have a solution right now, and that's okay. Knowledge is power as you keep moving forward. So we've talked about the conscious and subconscious mind. We've talked about the key to looking at it, gain awareness. That's the key to change, right? And understanding the mind is important because it affects your daily actions and responses. What you hold in your garage, your subconscious mind, absolutely affects everything that you are experiencing. Because if you believe that you're not smart enough, that you're stupid, that you're not capable, that you're not worthy of happiness or love, or you're unlovable, everything that you experience in your life is filtered through that. Example I have in the book is if, for instance, somebody somewhere along the line was imprinted with ugly. and someone says to them, oh, your eyes are so beautiful. It goes through the ugly filter, and on the other end of that, kind of like a Dr. Seuss book, right? You know, where they come in and they come out the other side different, right? That's what happens with all the communication. It goes through the filter, out comes something that's completely unrecognizable, which is, oh, they're only telling me that because the rest of me is hideous. If you have a spouse that compliments you and you're like, oh, you're blind, you don't know what you're thinking. I'm old, I'm fat, I'm blah, blah, blah. It's just because it went through your filter on the other side, and you've completely flipped it around to a negative. Can you imagine that that's going to stop us from making changes, from stop being who we are to someone we want to be, who makes us uncomfortable in that in-between of change? Of course. So you have to question it. It is not true. And the beliefs that you are holding, most of them are from the perception of a young child other than 10 years old. So when you stop yourself from creating your goals and your dreams, when you let those big butts stop you from swinging for the stars, you're doing it because of the perception of a 7 or an 8-year-old. Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense. Trust yourself. You can have it here. Your heart needs to know that it's safe to move forward. It's safe. So it's very, very important to understand what you're filtering through. And a good way to do that is the first exercise where you ask yourself what you want and then put a butt behind it. Wherever you put your butt, I don't know. But trust what comes out, because that's the subconscious mind. And then you question it. Is it true? Is it not true? It's very important to use your subconscious mind, and I'm very big on that. I have people come in private. They work, we work 3 to 4 sessions, sometimes longer. If they just one thing clears and they want something else to come up, which is fantastic if they can do that. But I always teach techniques. I want people to understand how to do that when they're not in my room, when they're not with me. I'm not the anchor for change. You are. But you just have to know how to trust yourself and get into that subconscious mind and say, nope, not today. It's not true. And hold your compassion for yourself. Remember that perception of the child, that belief about yourself was all the child knew, cause and effect. You didn't have the cognitive ability, even the brain function and structure, to be able to see it any differently. You were doing the best that you could in the moment, but it does not mean you have to carry it now in your life. And you're never too old and you're never too young to start gaining awareness and how to make those changes for yourself. So keep doing it. Know knowledge is power. You must know what you're filtering through, right? And something I want to talk about a little bit today is the mental laws that we filter through that nobody ever knows. I mean, have you ever heard of mental laws? I didn't until I was, in hypnotherapy school. The mental laws are laws that we filter through, common ways our brain functions. And one of them is called the law of dominant effect, meaning, summarized, is that the strongest emotion will always win. So in order to make changes, you have to understand which emotion you are filtering through, right? Got it? So we have to know that. Do we get that by thinking it in the conscious mind, very narrow bandwidth? No. We relax ourselves, relax your tongue and your jaw, breathe, or do a meditation or whatever it is you want to do. I have 2 meditations on practicehappynow.com. You can go there as a higher self meditation so you can start connecting to your truth a little more, right? But it's about relaxing those brain waves. And when you go in there, guess what? Band of information just opens up and you hear all your truth. Fighter pilots train to go into an alpha brainwave when they're in battle or when they're in stress. Why? Because they have all the bits of information. Everything they've learned, all the access to the information is now open for them, and they keep themselves safe and they keep themselves alive, and they could do what they're trained to do. But if they go stressed out, fight or flight, oh my God, what am I doing? They forget. They can only remember 5, 7 plus or minus bits of information, right? So if you want your truth, you go in to this alpha brainwave and you connect. And this is where you're going to make change. I can't say that enough. So the law of the dominant effect is the dominant emotion will always win. So you must know what is there. Is fear of success, is fear of change greater than the goal that you want? If I want to feel abundant and I want to feel free, is here, and fear of failure is stronger, this fear will win. The doubt will win if it is stronger. It's about learning some techniques to be able to shift that so you see the other side of where you're going, of who you want to be, and you believe in it. Doesn't mean fear or doubt doesn't show up, but it must not be stronger than your goal. If it is, then you will have a but. Then you will stop yourself, because the mind is all about protecting us and moving forward. So it's really about getting into your deep inner mind, understanding what's blocking you, what that big but is. Gain awareness, speak to your truth, question it. You're not stupid. You're not unlovable. You're not unworthy. Absolutely not. Absolutely. It's not true. And if you hear absolutely true, then that's not true either. And then you need to go to your higher perspective and you need to find a different perspective, because it isn't true. It's something you've believed for a very long time. It's ingrained. It's complex, but you can change it. I promise you. I help people do it every single day. And you can do it too. And you can do it. And you can follow me on this series. If you have any questions, you can call me at 407-497-5285. Book a call with me from my website, reneebrenthypnosis.com. And just read my book. Just start believing in your ability to make change, right? So the other dominant effect is what's called, hold on, brain fart here. If you try too hard, right? The law of reversed effect, which is consciously, if you try too hard to make change, outthink, have you probably all done this? Try too hard to outthink and make changes in your life, right? I got to do this and I got to do that. And it's all conscious. And you're not aware of what's stirring underneath here in your subconscious mind. You feel like you're failing. You feel like I'm stuck. By the way, my favorite word is stuck, because that means your subconscious mind is going, no more, sister, we're not moving anywhere. You're looking at this now. And if things amp up and you start getting sick, or things start falling apart in your life, guess what that is? I call that a universal kick in the ass. And that's a good thing, because when you're stuck, you're not going anywhere, and you are forced to look at yourself. You're forced to make changes. You're forced to change perception that you've been holding on, these false beliefs. It's a good thing. I tell people, getting stuck brought you into my office for change, and that's amazing. So if you feel stuck, you thank it. You feel gratitude for it. Thank you. Because now I can make the changes that I want, because I have to look at it. And you look at it in your subconscious mind, and you gain awareness, and you question the buts. I can't be happy because. I want to be happy, but. These are not true. Shift it, change it. Knowledge is power. Trust yourself and gain access to your truth, and question it if you feel a false thing coming up, right? So, two minds at work. And so people say, the subconscious mind, what are you talking about, Renee? It's not that hard. It's not afraid to drop in to the deep inner mind. We're going to do a quick meditation here in just a minute. This is chapter 1. It's called How Big Is Your Butt? And I'm just going to run through here and see if I missed anything. Does anybody have any questions? If something comes up for you, what I want you to start doing is you don't suppress, you don't push it down now. Oh, I saw that, but then leave it there. If you gain some awareness today as you're listening to this, acknowledge it, go to it through the day. But we don't want to suppress. Suppression amplifies whatever's going on for you, and then it just gets more complex and it's hidden farther back in the garage, right? So you want to be able to connect to that, You want to be able to acknowledge it, because when we acknowledge emotions, when we acknowledge our truth, they release. If you push them down, I say there's 3 things you can do with emotion. You can shove it down, and then it pops up somewhere, and I call that crying in aisle 3, right? True story. When I was going through divorce, had no skills at all, 0 awareness 10 years ago about what I was filtering through, my childhood, whatever. I thought I had, oh, I'm great, I'm fine, and pushed it all down. And when I got divorced, it just, pulled away all the pretend. And there I was, stuck in all this crap from my childhood. And I just kept pushing it down and pushing down. And I'm in, aisle 3 and trying to find something, and I can't. And I just burst into tears, just bawling in aisle 3. That's not fun. It's not fun. It's fearful. So in order to manage and really look at what you need to look at it, when you need to look at it, is pay attention to it. Don't suppress. Don't let it pop up somewhere else. That's what road rage is about. Nobody gets out and beats somebody with a bat because they were going too slow or cut in front of them. It's because they were pushing down, and now it's popped up in a different way. So take time for yourself. Go in there. Don't suppress. When you learn to allow, acknowledge, be curious about emotions, look at things from a new perspective up here and look down, and they will release. Absolutely. Spend time in a meditative state. Calm app, Headspace app, Alpha Sequence, relax your tongue and your jaw and breathe. Because if you do not do this on a daily basis, there is a high price to pay, for sure. Good. So let's do a meditation. Who's up? If there's no questions, let's go for it. I covered everything I wanted to, right? Before I do the meditation, I want to remind you that the next part of this series, Chapter 2, is going to be on the 17th of July at 2 o'clock. I already have a client booked later in the afternoon, so I'm going to play around with time. If there's a time that you think's better for you, or a day, please let me know. And as I book out about a month now, so if there's a time that's better, I can just rearrange it in the month of August. So go ahead. And don't forget to ask, is it true? And today we're just going to take you into a nice relaxation, nothing profound. I'm just going to take you into that state to show you how good it feels, to give your mind and body relax and connect to your truth. Everybody get settled, relax. Remember, if you have any questions about what we covered today, just go ahead and email me, reneebrenthypnosis@icloud.com. It's always my pleasure to respond to readers or people who follow me. You can also go to the website, reneebrenthypnosis.com, and book a free 15-minute consult. I'd be happy to help you move in your journey, to stop being who you are, create who you want to be, and let's get rid of those big butts. As you're settling in, just go ahead, close your eyes. This is a closed eye meditation now. As your eyes are closed, go ahead and continue just relaxing your tongue, relaxing your jaw. When you relax your tongue, you're slowing down those language centers in your brain. You're disengaging a little bit. All that internal dialogue can just slow down. As you relax your jaw, you're releasing any constriction, any tension around this vagus nerve that runs from cranial nerve number 10, from your head to your heart and to your gut. Let's take some breaths in. And as you exhale, just tell yourself to relax. Just notice that your arms and legs are just relaxing, just loosening up a little bit. Be patient with yourself, especially if you're just starting out in the meditative world, in the relaxation. You're always in control. It's safe to relax. Just a change in a brainwave. Relax your tongue, your jaw, and breathe, eyes closed. And exhale, relax. Tell yourself to relax. If your mind's very busy, just count your breaths. 1, exhale, then 2, and exhale. Just relax. Nobody wants anything. Nobody needs anything. Any sound you hear will just allow you to relax. And breathe. Body's relaxing, mind's relaxing. Thoughts will begin to slow down. If there's any part of your mind that's in the way or processing the information, it's okay. Trust that it'll do it while you relax. Set it aside. Ask that part to just sit there in the room and wait for you to be done with this experience today. As you breathe, exhale, relax. Good. Fall into that. Eyes closed. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Relax your tongue. Relax your jaw. Your mind will slow down. Eyes closed. And what I love to do in this space is just imagining looking up into your mind's eye, into that big space there, the velvety darkness, and just float, expand. Allow your vision to just open up and move out. As you do this, you're expanding, you're connecting to your subconscious mind, your truth. It's safe to go there. It's very, very important in our life, especially as we move through changes in the world right now. Very important to take a few moments from yourself every day to just expand and allow. Perhaps you can even feel the chemistry of your body changing and relaxing. In this space, floating, there's no body, no thing, no issue right now. Just be there. A human being, not a human doing. You've heard me say this before, but it's so important. Just expand and allow. Breathe in, exhale, tongue and jaw relax. Everybody can meditate. Everybody changes their brain waves every day. So if I can meditate, I want to meditate, but it's not true. It's just a block. It could be a fear. You can trust yourself. Your mind won't take you anywhere you don't want to go. It wants to help you. You just haven't learned how to use it yet. That's okay. As you're expanding and allowing, I like to remind people this is when you're connected to your truth. So you can ask yourself, what's my next small step to reaching the goal that you want? What's my next small step? As you expand and explore that, just trust. I'm going to be quiet for just a bit. Allow you to float and expand. Ask yourself what you need to know. Breathe. Trust what comes up for you. Knowledge is power. Awareness is a key to change. And let's relax this even more. I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. Each descending number, simply allow yourself to go deeper and deeper relaxed. You can count along or just listen to my words, but know by the time you get to the number 1, you'll be far more deeply relaxed. 10, going deeper, deeper, and deeper relaxed. 9, down, 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 letting go. 8, more relaxed, more relaxed, more relaxed with every breath, with every sound. 7 and 6, deeper, deeper, and deeper relaxed. 5, more relaxed. more relaxed, more relaxed. 4, letting go. Safe to let go, just float, relax. Let the tension in your arms, your legs, relax. 3 and 2, down, 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 and 1, letting go, letting go, letting go. Just be in that space, just relax. If the mind starts to think, just send it away. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm doing something else right now. Just allow yourself to float and relax. To help your body relax and clear the day so you can move forward for the rest of the evening feeling open and calm. Let's send a beautiful energy. This is called progressive relaxation through your body. Some people like to imagine the sun is shining on their body, their face, and let it just soak in to your face, your eyes, and behind your eyes. Let it move through your mind and just quiet any part of your mind that needs to quiet. Just let that energy soothe and comfort. Everything's calming down now. As it moves into your jaw and your tongue, the grip of your mouth, down in the back of your neck and your shoulders, throat opening up. So you can make the changes that you want, so you can express yourself, so you can question those false beliefs and ask, is it true? No, it isn't true. You can release those big butts. You can make the changes. Knowledge is power. Trusting that as your mind relaxes even more, as this energy moves down your arms, your hands, your fingertips, and then back up again. Like a wave of relaxation just comes back up again and then back down again, but now into your chest. Every inhale and every exhale through your heart, opening up your heart, releasing anything that's in the way of you knowing your truth, that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are enough just as you are this very day, that you can trust yourself to create and be someone that you want to be, a new change. It doesn't have to be a big major change, whatever goal that you want in your life. You believe it, you create it. Just have awareness. Good. Let it move down your spine, your upper, middle, lower back, every muscle, nerve, and fiber. Just relaxing, releasing, letting go. It's okay to let it go. Sinking in even deeper. Almost like you're floating on a cloud. And with every breath, let this energy move into all your internal organs. If there's any part of your body that needs attention today, just let it soak in, calm, soothe, relax, quiet it down. Move it forward. That can stay in any area that you want through today, tomorrow. When we tell ourselves this energy staying there, we're sending the chemistry to help us bring us relief and calm it down. Make sure it goes in the gut, relaxing. As you're breathing, relaxing, you're sending a signal to your nervous system that's saying it is safe to rest and digest, to take this moment for yourself. All the chemistry you're feeling right now is so good for your mind and your body. If you want success in your life, this is where you find it. This is where you create it. Any successful person, professional athlete, utilize this state to help them create what they want, to let go of those big butts. As this energy moves down now in your hips and your legs, your knees and behind your knees, shins, calves, feet and toes. And let a wave of this energy just come back up from your feet all the way up to your head again, relaxing even more. Almost like the rhythm of your breath now, you'll feel these waves of relaxation. And every breath will take you deeper and deeper. As you go deeper, just allow my voice to follow. Relax. It's just a change in a brainwave. You're injecting yourself with this incredible chemistry to gain knowledge and to let your subconscious mind know, I'm the boss. We're doing it this way, kiddo. With love and yourself, acceptance of yourself, all you've been through. And every day, in every way, it'll be easier and easier for you to get into a relaxed state, to find your truth, to see the evidence in your life that you are absolutely capable, that you are strong, that you are powerful. You don't have to become someone new. You're just going to remember who you are. Take a moment. Remember a time in your life where you felt confident and capable, where you believed in yourself. Go ahead. Find that place in your life. Maybe it was an event, a time period. Go ahead. Let your mind take you there. And see yourself there. See what characteristics you had, who you were. You didn't let anything stop you. You knew. You don't have to be someone new. You just have to remember who you are. And release the things that seem to be in your way, that seemed impossible to overcome. You can. They're going to get smaller and smaller and smaller every time you connect to your truth of who you are, your strength, your ability. Trust what comes up for you and question false beliefs. They are the perception of a small, usually frightened child who only knew cause and effect. Use your wisdom. Go back there. Trust yourself. And every day, when you wake up in the morning from a beautiful night's rest, you'll remember your truth. You'll remind your subconscious mind who you are. And every day, those fears, those blocks, those big buts will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And before you know it, you're to the other side. And you have days where you feel on fire, where you are accomplishing, where you are, life is good and happiness is followed. And you believe in yourself. And you're connected to yourself and others. And you're going to do that again and again and again. And you'll see your goals coming to you. They're just right around the corner. Keep walking. Keep believing. This is your truth. And every night when you go to sleep, you'll connect to your deep inner mind. Thank it for getting you through the day, for allowing you to question and move through any blocks. Know your truth. And you'll sleep tonight and every night peacefully and easily, because you'll know your deep inner mind is listening. It will find solutions while you sleep. If you wake up, your mind will stay quiet. The mind is just a reflection of your heart. As you connect to your deep inner mind and quiet your heart, your thoughts will quiet down. And you're worthy and deserving of a life where you know you are important and valuable, where your mind is quiet and your heart is still and full, and you know your value. every day in every way. You will connect and you will get better and better and easier for you to see your truth, to be curious about what's coming up for you, and walk forward each and every day. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5 to bring you back. But you're going to know something's different. You're connecting to your truth. You know that you are enough. And if there are areas that you want to change, you're going to do that with self-love and self-acceptance. When you open your eyes at number 5, you will know that. You will feel it. Your body will be relaxed. If you just want to stay in the state and relax, ignore the following suggestions, and I'll catch you on the 17th. 1, coming back more and more, the sound of your voice. 2, clear-headed. It's your ability to move forward, to gain knowledge, to gain power, to become and create the goals that you want. 3, rested and refreshed. Remember, this entire session, you can return to this anytime you choose. 4, beautiful energy moving through your body. It's going to stay with you tonight, and you're going to, hey, I got this. Sleep great tonight. And when you're ready, on the number 5, eyes open, back here to your regular waking consciousness. That was so fun. Thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me for chapter 2. Invite people, bring them in. It's on Facebook, it's public, it's on YouTube channel, Renee Brent Hypnosis. It'll be there tonight. So good seeing everybody. Contact me if you need me. If not, believe in yourself. Knowledge is in power. Big butts rule. Big bolts don't rule. Little butts rule. Got this. Bye now.